going off. Wow.
I love Trump. I love my Patriots. I love my
Hey folks, it's early morning. I got some clips I got to play by a woman that is barely understandable, but I'm going to do the best I can with her. I was so excited to get some clips because the bottom feeders have been relatively quiet about me. But thanks to Vault, who I know used this ignorant person from Scotland that you can't understand to be her mouthpiece in Vault. Dana, make no mistake about it. I know you fed this person up because nobody can understand her anyway, but I'm going to do the best I can. And I just want to touch on what happened yesterday with the whole FBS fiasco. The only thing I'm sure of is that FBF is a cop caller. I have had my nose broke. I don't know how many times, you could tell by looking at it, and I've never once called an ambulance, especially when if I was married to a nurse, she should have put a bag of ice on it and drove him to the hospital. So that much is clear. He's a crybaby. He's a cop caller. He didn't get beat as bad as he said. He didn't get touched with no bat. Didn't even look like his nose was broke to me, because the time my noses got broke, my eyes were black and everything else. I don't know who did it. I don't know if they're all in on it at this point. I don't believe any of them. I don't care about any of them. I'm not on none of their sides. But one thing is certain. He is a cop calling, telling people to drive up. If you drive up, you're driving up to a trap. So I think it's more likely it was people he knew that did it, because that chokehold didn't even look like any chokehold I'd had put on me. And I drove myself to the emergency room when I was beat so bad one night. I had to look at my driver's license to see who I was. I wound up in intensive care, and I still never told. I still never snitched. So he's still exactly what I said he was the last time I talked about him. And I don't care if he crawls up in Pool Sticks chat and they become best friends again. It will not change my opinion of him, not one bit, or my opinion on the rest of them. So that's all I'm going to say about it. I want to see some damn videos of what actually happened, because that shit looks staged to me. And I would be embarrassed to be in the back of an ambulance with a little bloody nose doing a live begging for money. Because that's another thing we know he is. He's a beggar. So I'm not going to talk about him no more. I'm going to play my clips. Play my clips. Wait a minute. If I can get to the comments. Hi, Sly. Hi, Muggsy. This was just, thanks for posting them things. Now I've got some clips to play. And I can barely understand this lunatic, but I know where she got her info from, and that was Vault. Dana Trino, that lives in Tennessee. Did you think I was just going to forget about all your bullshit you've been doing? Not going to happen. Hi, Jesco. Driving cat chat. Okay, well, you be careful and keep your eye on the road, Jesco. You're probably not going to be able to understand this woman any better than I can. But I know one thing. FBS should have been hollering, help, I need a redneck. I need a hillbilly. I need some white trash. I need some Trump people. Because he sure couldn't handle what went down. I do know that much for a fact. Whoever did it.
eyes filled with alcohol. Hi, baby. You've got Terry Time, who openly brags about her cup of milk tea every night. She's just a cold eyes filled with alcohol. Hi, baby. You've got Terry Time, who openly
Okay, I got out of that Terry Time, who openly brags about the meth that I do every night. I don't call it meth, I call it snap. And what exactly do you know about that? And last I knew, you were an alcoholic pill popper. I can barely understand this woman. I did not know that Scottish was a foreign language, but this bitch has me floored, so I'm doing the best I can with it. Something about Terry time and something about my meth. How do you know how often I do it? How do you know anything about me, you poor excuse? Stay overseas where you belong. Stay in their business. Go to a Scottish chat room where they can understand you. I'm going to try to get through this because she said plenty. But I am not a translator, people.
Brags about her cup of meth tea every night. She's just a poor.
Hi, Clark. She killed those dogs, buddy. TL killed the dogs.
Terry time, who openly brags about her cup of meth tea every night.
Every night. I do it 24 hours a day. You Scottish know-it-all.
Hi, David. You've got Terry time.
I know she follows my moves, but I know this shit she's talking about now she got from that damn vault. Because her and Vault are like this. I don't know why you didn't have Vault come on there and do the talking, Ann, because I can't understand you. I don't know if any of these people in the chat can understand you or not. I'll try to help you, but I'm not the right one.
Make tea every night. She's just a classy lady.
I'm a classy lady. Yes, I am.
You know, Terry time, I'd rather be called a simp than be like you, make tea every night. She's just a classy lady. You know, Terry time, I'd rather be called a simp.
Something simp, but I have no idea. It sounded like she said a coal miner simp. Thank you, Clark, for the $1.99. Defense, and even regardless of what FBS says, everybody is not on here for money. You piece of shit. I'm not. I've had my channel for 18 years, and you go look at my videos. Never asked for money, don't want money, so don't you clump me in with you. Saying, well, if they lie about being on YouTube for anything but money, they're liars. No, you're the liar. You're the liar. And don't forget it. And now you're a crybaby, cop calling, gotta go to the emergency room with a broken nose when you're married to a nurse. Get real. I hate you more now than I did before. I don't know who feels sympathy for you, but they're stupider now than they were before. Hi, Sophie.
Make tea every night.
Sophie, maybe you can help me with this stupid woman. I can't understand a damn word she says.
You know, Terry time, I'd rather be called a simp.
You don't like to be called a simp? It's not simp. It's simp. Why don't you tell Vault to come up there and do her own goddamn talk instead of having somebody that needs an interpreter? Joke. This is fair use, and these are only 30-second clips, so don't get no big ideas about striking me. Said you and Maria are strikers and dirty deleters and liars.
Shy.
Oh, shy. Take note of everybody she mentions. They're filthy like her.
Oh, thank you, Shy.
Oh, thank you, yeah. Get to the point.
You, Energy of the Beach.
I can't understand her.
Energy of the Beach. Oh, thank you, Shy.
What's that? What are you saying, Sophie? Karen. I can't understand this. This might be useless. I don't know if I can understand her. She drove me crazy whenever I tried to listen to her. She's such an idiot.
Hey, Coffee, what's my company?
Hey, yep.
Meth. She puts meth in her tea every single night.
I drink it's not M-A-T, it's M-E-T-H, you stupid broad. And how would you know if I drank it every night? Oh, you make me sick. You stupid people from overseas.
She puts meth in her tea every single night. And she brags about it.
Yeah, I brag about it.
So she's the one that says, hey, Coffee, what's my company? Meth. She puts meth in her tea every single night. And she brags about it, Daisy girl. She's not like, she's the one that says, hey, coffee loves my company.
Oh my God, this fucking never-ending woman.
Meth in her tea every single night. And she brags about it.
And I believe about it. But at least I don't sit there and drink alcohol and take pills and got false teeth that are too big for my fucking mouth and makes me so I'm even more unlistenable too than when I talk regular. How do you know so much about me, Anne? Is Vault giving you all your information, Dana? Because you're next. I'm going to drop the whole load on you, you conniving backstabber, just like Minnie in behind the scenes running your stupid mouth.
Daisy girl, she's not like, she's the one that says, hey, I've got my tea and my meth in it and this. And she obviously admits to all the years of prostitution and God, Daisy girl, she's not like, she's the one that says, hey, I've got my tea and my meth in it and this.
It's got snap in it.
And she obviously admits to all the years of prostitution and God knows what else she's been into.
Yes, I do read the Constitution, and you don't know nothing about it because you're in Scotland drinking pills and alcohol. So what in the fuck do you know about meth, you stupid bitch? I hadn't talked about you in I don't know how long, and then I get these goddamn clips where you're running your mouth about shit you don't know a thing about. Nothing about. You want me to read the Constitution to you? You know what it says? You people that don't live here, mind your own fucking business. That's what it says.
To all the years of prostitution and God knows what else she's done.
I never said nothing about, oh, God knows what else I've done. You want to know what else I've done? Everything that you haven't. I've had a full, happy life with plenty of friends. Everything that you haven't, you fat, ox-looking, non-speaking foreigner.
She's into, that's up to her. But for Sophie, who's recovering,
There's Sophie's name being mentioned.
over years of prostitution and
Morning, Carlos.
That's up to her. But for Sophie, who's recovering, I just think it's over years of prostitution and
Sophie, I think we went over this. I don't think that me drinking my snap and tea affects your recovery at all. Would you clear it up for everybody that anybody that watches me on here, I'm not worried about them going out and getting hooked on snap. That's not how it works, you ignorant foreigner that's hooked on pills and alcohol and got false teeth that are way too big for your mouth. Makes it harder for you to even speak than normal. I'm on fire today, Carlos, over this stupid thing. I don't think you've ever even heard this lunatic.
I have been close to alcoholics.
You've been close to alcoholics? You better look down that wine glass, bitch. You are an alcoholic.
I just think it's, put it this way, I have been close to alcoholics. And I know that they would tell you to sort of avoid that company.
If you wanted to help Sophie recover, why'd you strike her channel 6 or 7 times? Sophie is not going to be affected by me drinking my snap, and neither is any other junkie that's on here. Because most of them are goddamn downer freaks, and I'm not. And I'm definitely not alcoholic like you. And a pillhead, and I can speak very good English, so you should have sent me a transcript of this shit, and I could have read it where people could tell what you're saying, because I'm finding it very difficult to understand you. I don't know about the people. Hi, Jen and Barrett. Simply Sophie, what you do, offline Terry time, oldest and baddest, does not bother me. I know it doesn't bother you. Good. Hi, Jesse. This is probably somebody you don't even know, Jesse, but it's a bottom feeder, so listen up, because you're getting infiltrated with them. And I'm telling you one thing right now, with the exception of Sophie, they're all the same. They're all dirty. Oh, and I've got something else to bring up when she ever gets to it, if we can understand her. She's worried about, right now, Jesse, she's worried about Sophie, who's been my friend since the day we met. in his recovery. Worrying about Sophie watching me drink my snap is not helping her recovery. Well, I just want Sophie to straighten that up because, for one thing, we weren't on the same drug, never have been. For another thing, this bitch is alcoholic and does pills right online. You can see her doing it. So she needs to learn how to speak English and mind her own business. And Vault, I know you're behind this. I know you are. So you better watch out. I'm tired of pussyfooting around you damn women. I am sick and tired of it. The man don't want to do nothing to you because you hump and cry. You hump and cry with me too, but I don't give a fuck.
And I know that they would tell you sort of avoid that company. If you were in a company, they would tell you avoid that. Or is that what it's called? Snap tea.
Snap tea?
And I know that they would tell you sort of avoid that company.
You avoid that company? I think I dumped you, Anne. If I remember right, I got rid of
Or
you.
is that what it's called? Snap.
Oh, and there's Napa Valley girl, another piece of shit. How you doing, Napa? Stirring up shit with Vault? You're too goddamn scared to do anything. You have to have this nitwit that can't even speak English talk for you. Napa, I'm glad you popped up on there. I haven't thought about you in a while either. We can go off on that shit too if you're ready. I ain't fucked with you bottom feeders, but I'm ready. I'm ready for some new content. I'm glad you're all showing up so I can see for myself all you filthy ass women in one spot.
And I know that they would tell you sort of avoid that company.
Oh, you do? You avoid that company?
Avoid that.
Why don't you go to a dentist and get some teeth that fit your mouth, Mr. Ed?
And I know that they would tell you sort of avoid that company. If you were in a company, they would tell you avoid that.
Drop your link, Sophie. Drop Jesse's link.
Or is that what it's called?
Rolex, Joey. Drop your new link, Sophie, in here. Sophie had to get a new channel because of this vile bitch right here. Her and her sidekick, Maria. I'm saying that for you, Jessica. Maria is her sidekick. But she didn't show up for these. I wish she would have. I can at least understand Maria a little bit. Can't understand this fool at all. There you go, Anne. You wanted attention, you're getting it.
Oh my God, that thumbnail yesterday with the food. Oh, you could see it all in her mouth. It was gross.
It was so gross.
Absolutely.
It was a mukbang, you idiot. That's why you have food in your mouth. Look up what a mukbang means. And I know Vault's behind all the mukbang shit, but now you're going to get dragged into it. If you don't want to watch me eat and you don't want to watch me talk, then don't watch me. Don't watch me. Simple. I don't watch you. If I wouldn't have got these damn clips, I wouldn't know if you were dead or alive. Can't watch all that food in my mouth. Well, how do you eat? Do you shove it up your ass, Ann? Most people eat with food in their mouth. Mukbangs are to be that way. I have to do food porn mukbangs. Something you probably wouldn't know a thing about unless you took them big ass teeth out of your damn mouth.
Okay. Oh my God, that thumbnail yesterday with the food.
Food made you sick. What are you doing?
Absolutely gross. Okay. Oh my God.
Let me tell you something.
Yesterday with the food. Oh, you could see it all in her mouth.
You can see the food all in my mouth. Really? You want me to send you some private pictures of the food all in my mouth, you big tooth ox? I've got a guy coming. Old guy I used to date. Paul, good morning, by the way. I have a guy that I heard from the sky. I hadn't dated this guy since my porn room. Yeah, Ann, I picked him up in my porn room. His name is Alan. Alan Muggleton. And he was a truck driver for an oil company. And he came down here to Texas. And we had a little something going on. And he's from England. And I don't know if he could help me understand you or not, because you don't sound nothing like him. He could actually talk and I could understand him. But when he shows up, I may do another one of these and just let him interpret you if it's possible.
absolutely gross. Don't get me wrong, I still think Terry Time looks good for her age, I absolutely do. And considering her lifestyle, I mean, I think she looks good.
You think I look good?
Gross.
How is that possible? You ox from Scotland? How the fuck is that possible that I look good, that I'm 72 and I look good and I do math every single day at night? How is it possible that I look good and I'm a slut and I've done all this stuff? How am I looking good? Maybe some of you bitches that are half my age or 10 years younger or 15 younger ought to try living my lifestyle. Maybe it would help you learn how to talk, go to somewhere where you can learn how to speak English. Go somewhere where you can learn how to look halfway decent for your age. So if you make it to 72, maybe you can be in the shape I'm in. But I have doubts because you're pretty well over the hill. She said all this nasty shit about me. And then she says, well, I do agree. Well, that's not the way she talks. I can't talk like her. I can't do it. Not even going to try.
Don't get me wrong, I still think Terry Time looks good for her age, I absolutely do. And considering her lifestyle,
Are you leaving me, Carlos? I know this shit's boring for you guys, but I had to do what I had to do.
Don't get me wrong, I still think Terry Time looks good for her
She
age.
thinks I look good for my age. Oh my God, I'm a terrible junkie
I think
and a porn star and a lot lizard, and I look good for my age. Well, you Scottish piece of shit. Get your facts straight.
don't get me wrong, I still think Terry Time looks good for her age, I absolutely do. And considering her lifestyle, I mean, I think
Consider my lifestyle now. Just exactly what lifestyle are you talking about? I work for 45 years at the salt mine. I have a successful dog business. So what exactly lifestyle are you talking about? I don't live in government apartments like you do. I own 2 houses. 2. I've had more men than you've ever had. So exactly how can I look so good and be so successful and be such a scum of the earth like you're talking about? Explain that, Miss Scotland Ox. He's too big for her fucking mouth.
I think she looks good.
Well, you go to work, and Hyena's outside, Carlos, or I'd bring her in here just for you. Well, that didn't have much in it.
I think she looks good.
She thinks I look good. She must watch me because the mukbangs I do make her sick because I actually have food in my mouth. Who would have thought you could do a mukbang with food in your mouth? You ridiculous piece of shit. She should have Balt come on here and do her dirty work for herself instead of trying to have you do it because it's lost in the translation.
But Terry Time has told me when she did this, or when she's done with them. I know, Lisa, that was so funny. I love
You're right, free.
And Terry Time has told me when she did this, or when she's done with them.
That's right.
I know, Lisa, that was so funny. I love that.
Oh, and there's Lisa Dempsey. She knows so much about me.
And Terry Time has told me when she did this, or when she's
I am. I am.
I know, Lisa, that was so funny. I love that.
They're talking about Yahoo Boy. I haven't watched that idiot in a while either.
Back to people. I don't know many times that I cannot believe after the lines that she did about Tony Soflo. She's back there. I mean, she dragged.
Let me tell you something, you dumb bitch. When I'm through with somebody, I'm through with them. I am through with you and Maria and all the fucking bottom feeders except Sophie. Every one of them. And she says all the stuff I said about Soflo. Me and Soflo had a mutual feud going on. He talked about me, my tits hanging in the cellar. I nicknamed him Pool Stick. I wasn't even mad, and I never cut him off totally. The only mob tube guy that I have totally cut off ever from speaking again is Johnny fucking Mac. So get your facts straight, Miss Ox from Scotland with the 2 big teeth for her mouth. You name one fucking bottom feeder that I've spoke to again? Name one, Miss Know-It-All. Name one. When I'm done with people, I'm fucking done with them. That means no DMs, no phone calls, no nothing. But don't get over there in the MobTube business and think you know what you're talking about, because you don't. Because the only person I have totally cut off contact with over there is Johnny fucking Mac. I talk to the rest of them, which is none of your damn business. You see what happened to you stupid bottom feeders when you go over there and fuck around and don't know what you're talking about. I am not a flip-flopper. Name one person, Sophie, you're in here, Sly, you're in here. Name one bottom feeder I have ever spoke to again that I totally cut off. I've never seen her husband. I can't even believe she has one. Well, at least you got your not letting the girl to you. Godspeed, Terry Time. Them bitches can't get to me. Stupid cunts. Either one. None of them bottom feeders. None of them.
That man. I don't know if she'd be sarcastic. Thank you, Jules.
Let me tell you something about being sarcastic with Jules. Let me get this shit straight now, too. Jules made my intro for me 2 years ago. I absolutely love it. I paid for it. I gave her credit for it. And she said on a live, because unlike the rest of you fucking women, I don't go behind the scenes talking to people that I hate. Jules said, do you want me to change the ending? Because the ending had the Pecan Mafia on it, had a picture of Hyena, picture of her with a squirrel. She said that's on a live. We didn't talk. And I said, Jules, I am happy with it the way it is. Thanks, but no thanks. So then out of the blue, 2 days ago maybe, she emails me this new intro that I just played, and it's got Trump on the end of it. And I absolutely love it. And I still haven't spoken to Jules, you stupid, lying piece of shit from Scotland. You don't know what you're talking about. I told her thanks on the email, and that's it, and she'll hear this today. I don't talk to any goddamn bottom feeder that I've got rid of. Prove that I have, you fat, big-toothed cunt. Prove it. And have Vault do her own goddamn talking, and Maria. How about her post to my grandkids? How about that? I haven't done nothing to you motherfuckers. I ain't even started. But you wait, Vault, Dana, Trino, you're next. You are next, because you fed this bitch everything to say, because she don't know what I'm doing in MobTube. Me and Poolstick talked about each other. I called him a pool stick. He called me a dried powder cake pussy and a drooping titted whore. That's my business. I never quit talking to him. I've never quit talking to anybody but Johnny Mac. That is the only one I don't talk to. So you don't know what you're talking about in the bottom feeders, let alone coming over here in MobTube trying to figure things out, you ignorant fool. Oh, I wish that guy from England was here right now.
Whatever it was, I got an intro, and she was back and forth with people.
Yeah. Prove it! Prove it, big mouth!
This thumbnail was disgusting, absolutely disgusting.
Oh, my thumbnail was disgusting. I had food in it. Why are you looking at me then? Why are you paying any attention to my thumbnails? I hadn't been you. When I got these goddamn clips, I almost had an orgasm because the bottom feeders had totally quit talking about me. And I've never called Sophie a bottom feeder. Me and Sophie have never had a bad word. I've never called John Yates a bottom feeder. We've never had a fight. I love Moderator 148. The only ones I don't talk to are the ones I don't talk to, and you're one of them. Get some teeth that fit your stupid mouth.
They asked Maria to share why these lines on her favorite tab, because that was really funny. That's good entertainment.
I can't believe that stupid Maria would strike anybody. She ain't gonna strike me, because these are 30 seconds and I'm talking over them all the time because I can't understand that fool. Maria, don't you forget you posted my granddaughters. Don't you ever forget that. And I didn't do a fucking thing to you. I didn't even retaliate. You ain't worth my time. None of you were. I didn't know what any of you were saying. I'm not subscribed to any of you. The only one I'm subscribed to is Sophie. And that's it. The other women that I talk to are not content creators. They're just people I trust. There's her new link, people. Subscribe. Can you believe Maria is striking? I can believe anything that fool does. She files more lawsuits on people than Angel Gotti does.
Oh, thanks, Shy.
Oh, your stomach hurts, Lindsay. I'm surprised to see you in a chat whining. Maybe your nickname should be FBS, Lindsay. Come on, is that all you got? And
Hi, sweets. How are you today?
can you understand her? I want a serious opinion right now from people in the chat. Can you understand a word this cunt says? One word.
Do you see?
Hi, Dana.
JY did an 8-minute live.
Oh, now we got to talk about JY. Well, I'm not listening to JY because if anything happens to JY, you women will not have any content, period. I can't believe you brought my name up. I haven't even thought about you fools. Oh, we went over that. Yes, I am done with someone. How many times have I talked to you? And since I got rid of you, how many times is that man? Prove it. Prove that I've talked to one person I got rid of. Prove it. You can't, because I don't go back and forth and flip and flop like you stupid ass, worthless females do.
And she dragged that man. I don't know if she'd been sarcastic, thanking Jules on her period tavern.
I just explained the thing with Jules. I just explained the whole thing with Jules. I bought my intro. I was in love with it. She offered to change the end of it. I told her the end was fine. She changed it and sent it to me anyway. And I said, thank you. And that's end of story. We have not talked. We don't have each other's phone number. We don't DM. We don't do jack shit. So shut up with me flip-flopping. It doesn't happen. That sounds more like a you thing than a me thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, this thumbnail was disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
Here we go with the thumbnail again.
It was.
Why don't you try to eat without putting food in your mouth? I'd like to see that, Ann. That would be more under a magic trick. Most people eat with their mouth. And that, my friends, was the last one. Sorry you couldn't understand her. I hope I covered it as good as I could because I can't understand her either. I already told you what I think about FBS. My fucking opinion of him has went down, not up, because he proved he's a cop caller. He proved he's a crybaby sissy because he had to call an ambulance for a broken nose. And any broken noses that I've had made my eyes and everything black. And I drove myself to the emergency room. And then when I got there, I lied and told the doctors I fell off my horse because I'm that much not like you. I'm not a cop caller. I don't go to trial against people. I don't file charges. That's a you thing, FBS, not me. And my thoughts about you haven't changed one bit. I don't care who follows him. I don't care who's friends with him. But don't you lump me in a big class of begging for money. And then everybody on here, even if they use a dog shelter for excuse, they're still begging for money. No, you're wrong. You are dead wrong. I don't need this money. You should know that. All the money I gave you. You ought to know I don't need the money. I'm on here exposing the truth of all you fucking freaks that lie. That's what I'm doing. Chicago's back. He's got a channel. I don't have a link. Maybe Sly can find him. Or somebody can find him and drop his link. You like intro. Jules did a good. Yes, she did, Dana. And I'm giving her credit because she made my intro when we were friends, probably 2 years ago. And I loved it. She put hyena in it. She put my little beta fish in it. She put my shaking the pills in it. But at the ending of it had me and her, and she had a squirrel on her back, and I had hyena on my back, and it said Pecan Mafia. And she had asked me on a live a month ago, do you want me to change that ending? Somebody can get a hold of Terry Time and please ask her if I can change that ending. And I said, no, I love it the way it is. So she just did it on her own. She emailed it to me yesterday or the day before, and I absolutely love the Trump ending, and I thanked her for it, and that was it. I still don't talk to her. And you need to tell Vault to watch her goddamn step. Because you didn't come up with none of that shit on your own. I know you didn't. You're not a free thinker. You're not even a thinker. And while you're guzzling your pills down with your alcohol, you need to worry about Sophie being in your damn chat. Ain't nobody going to start doing meth because of me, I can guarantee you. They need to get some life in them because they're half dead acting. Can get the next shout out. I know one thing, FBS shout out. Where there's drug people, I need help, help, help. What a joke. What a fucking sissy. I wouldn't put that shit on nowhere, acting that much of a fool. Trump, 2024. Redneck, hillbillies, white trash, Trump, 2024. And don't worry about me reading the Constitution. Don't worry about what I do. Don't worry about food being in my mouth. If you don't like what I do, don't fucking watch me. You got it? If you got a trigger, don't fucking come in here because I'll damn sure trigger you and I won't feel bad about it. You need to mind your own business. Stay over there in Scotland. Maybe when that guy gets here from England, he's not from England now. When he gets here, I'll let him listen to you and see if he can figure out what you're saying. But I don't think it matters where you're from. You just can't speak English. TT, I want to be like you when I'm your age. Will you take me under your wing? I sure will, beige and confused. You already got the foundation. You're already from West Virginia. That should be a badge of honor. You're already ahead of me. I was born in the hills, not the West Virginia hills. I was born in the New York State hill. By the Adirondacks and stuff. Free. I don't know who you are, but I love you. Free 10 head. Anyway, everybody, I'm going to say much about FBS shit. All I can see his part of it. If I'm a nurse, unless I've been a bunch of times. But into the fucking hospital, let alone an ambulance. One time I got big unconscious. I woke up. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know where I was. I had to get my driver's license out to see my name, and I drove myself to the. But I need to go, I guess, because it looks like the stupid thing ain't going to work right. Anyway, I drove myself to the emergency room. And the doctor's name was Dr. Marsh. I still remember him. He's passed now. And he said, what happened to you? And I said, I don't really know. I think I fell off my horse or I fell against a chair because I didn't know what happened. It wasn't 20 minutes later. Here come the state troopers with my husband in handcuffs, with my little 2-year-old daughter. Well, she wasn't 2 then. I think she was about maybe 5. So he comes up to the bed up beside me. He whispers in my ear, you open your fucking mouth, your whole goddamn family's going to be dead. That's what he said to me. I wasn't going to tell on him anyway, but he reinforced that real plain. So the troopers asked me what happened. I said, I don't remember. I think I fell against a chair or whatever. Well, they couldn't do nothing. They couldn't take him away. They couldn't do anything because I would not give him up. That's how much of a not snitching, cop calling person I am. So I said, well, he can't take my daughter because he's going to go out of state. I know he is. So they kept my daughter. I called a friend to come pick her up. And then they wanted to leave me in there for 3 or 4 days. And I just got up and walked out. That's how much of not a baby I am, FBS. I sure would be going to an emergency room for a broke nose. That's pathetic. That is pathetic. Then I went home. The neighbor lady took me back to the house. We wound up getting a divorce. I got a big payout from him because of all my husbands. He was the only one that had any money. The rest of them didn't have jack shit. And that's the way it is. That's the way I roll. I don't tell on people. Bye, Beijing Confused. Brian, why? Woo! I feel impressed, Brian. What are you doing in here? Oh, he made a joke out of himself. Can you imagine being in the back of an ambulance there was barely any blood on him. And even after he got cleaned up, he didn't have black eyes or nothing. I don't know what kind of broken nose he had. You can tell by my nose it's been broke several times. Nothing they can do for it anyway. You put some ice on it. You don't even have to be a nurse to know that. If anything, if he did actually get beat up, which I'm doubting, I think he staged it for himself because he was begging in the back of the ambulance for money. And FBS, everybody's not on here for the money. Oh, no, we're not. I've never been on here for the money. Never. I had a porn room that was making me money. I didn't have to worry about YouTube, and I still don't. So you need to quit lumping everybody together. That's why I hated you in the first place, because you put rednecks, Southerners, trailer trash, white trash, Trump people all in one group. Well, you needed some goddamn Trump people and hillbillies there helping you out, buddy, because you look pathetic. I could have fought back better than you. Roll up on me, because everybody in Texas carries a gun. There won't be no fist fight going on. Oh, you people still following him and feeling sorry for that idiot after this freak show? Bangs and Confused is a sock. Well, then get rid of them, Sophie. You got a wrench. Get rid of them. Anyway, I'm going to get off of here now. This was just I'm sorry you couldn't understand that AM, but I ain't responsible for how illiterate she talks. What happens for money in the ambulance? Yes, he was getting super chat. And who in the world, when I got beat up, I was usually knocked unconscious. And I've been beat up several times. When I woke up from being unconscious, the last thing I thought about was doing a live and making sure everybody could see the blood. They took pictures of me down there in the emergency room. The cops did, because they fully wanted to go after my husband. They fully intended to, but they couldn't with no witness. My little daughter, she didn't see it. She was asleep when it happened. She didn't know nothing, and I refused. Unlike FBS, who a cop call and tattletale on every single person he can, and he's not the only one. The rest of you are guilty of it too. Glad you're doing Killer, Brian White. Yeah, Brian, go get your dog Killer and buy her some antifreeze. I ain't letting that bitch off the hook either. I could have done more damage by myself with a ball bat than 5 men. Absolutely, Brenda. Absolutely. I don't know who these guys were that had the baseball bat. They should have got Pool Stick to ride with him. He could have done more with a pool stick. What a joke. Better think your story up a little bit better, FBS, because you got some dumbass people that follow you would probably believe that bullshit. Not me. Not me, because even if it did happen, like you say it did, you don't go to the emergency room in an ambulance for a broken fucking nose. Clark, did you drop Rolex's thing in here and Dana's? Sophie, I know you can take care of all them links. I'll put my conservative twins and Brandon Tatum in the description box that I just figured out how to get to. Anyway, any of you people that want to believe that sad sack or beggar was in the back of an ambulance, he's getting more like a woman every day. Because I've seen some of the women go to a hospital and lay there in a hospital bed and beg, but I haven't ever seen anybody set their own beating up. He needs to get a real goddamn beating. He won't be making fun of people that've been through it. I'll tell you that. Right fucking now. I don't want to play no more of that stupid Ann. Unless the guy from England shows up, I'll let him listen to her. And I don't think English people like the Scottish that good. I got to show you stuffs, TT. What are you talking about, Sly? Brian is gone. Also, hi, Brenda. How you doing, girl? Long time no see. You missed almost all of it, but doesn't matter. You're here now. Who's that free ten head? The dog killer has been on. Oh, and this is another thing I'm going to tell you. Don't think these fucking YouTube people are going to Rumble because they want to. They're going because they have to. Just like stand-up guy had strikes. So where do they go? To Rumble. If you take your YouTube to Rumble, you're taking it there to die because Charlotte ain't going to do it over there. A Mumble Rumble ain't going to do it over there just because it rhymes, a rumbling mumbler. That kind of rhymes. It ain't going to do her no good. She's talking the same shit she's always talked. I don't even go over there for nothing. I don't go to Twitch. I don't go to any of them stupid things. Because that's where all the losers on YouTube go. They head to Rumble Mumble. For you, Clark, stand-up guy. I love you. Do love Rumble? Well, stand-up guy, I hate it. And I'm glad you're back over here on YouTube because I'm not going to Rumble to watch anybody. I did watch your thing the other night. If you stay on YouTube, I'll be a loyal follower, but I'm not fucking around with Rumble. I already been through that Twitch shit with some people. So you go to Rumble, good luck. Hope you have good luck. But if you want me to watch you, you're going to have to stay on YouTube because after all, I'm 72 and I'm too old to learn new stuff. And that Rumble's a little complicated. FBS claiming he gave JM a beatdown. I know it. And those hands that they showed around FBS's neck, those are not Johnny Mac's hands. Johnny Mac has little bitty baby hands. My hands are probably bigger. I could have choked him out better in that picture. That was a goddamn setup from the start. Well, nobody pulled up on that fool. If they did, they should have really put a beating on him. If they hit him with ball bats and all he got was a little bloody nose, then they need somebody who can swing a ball bat or a pull stick. Do some damage to it. At least he won't be up calling the cops in the back of an ambulance. He'll be down for the count. Facts. Good to see you in here, stand-up guy. There's Hellcat. My brother's got a Hellcat. And so does the guy at the salt mine, and the guy at the salt mine drags his, or it might be a demon. Which is faster, the demon or the Hellcat? Can Terry Lynn bring all her counts to, I don't care what rumbling, mumble, dog killer Terry Lynn does. She can take her socks wherever she wants to take them. I could care less about her. I am talking to this Hellcat guy, though. I know he's got one. I seen him start it up. The demon's faster than that's what my brother and the guy at the salt mine have because they actually take them to the drag strips and that guy at the salt mine, Chad's his name, he scared me to death because he shows me speedometer and he's going so fast I can't even look up. I said, Chad, pay attention to your driving. Yes, they have demons, not the Hellcat. I knew the one was faster because my family were Mopar people. From my dad, I posted a picture of my dad with an old Charger. The movie Vanishing Point, an old movie, you'll probably have to look it up, was all about the Dodge Charger, and my dad had two of them. I had a Plymouth Roadrunner, a 69 Roadrunner with a Hemi with a Hurst shifter in it. I love Mopars. I absolutely love them. And I don't know whose chat you were in, but I saw you go out there and start that car up, and I was so impressed. And I've been going to ask you which was faster, because my brother don't like to talk about cars with me. You're right, a Hellcat demon. I'll have to post a picture of it on my community tab. I won't even ride with him in it, because he tries to scare me. If I ride in that thing, I'm driving it, not him. And he lives in Pennsylvania, by the way. Yeah, and you need to look your geography up, because just how in the hell was Johnny Mac supposed to get from York, Pennsylvania to Cincinnati? That's a drive, people. There's no way he could have made it home and the troopers showed up without them that whole thing was a setup. There's something fishy about the whole thing. They might have all been in on it together. Everybody, Pool Stick and everybody might have been in on it. I don't trust anybody at this point. I know the women are good at doing that little stage fights and little stage shit that they do. It's a Hellcat demon. Oh, God, I got to post them. I don't know if them videos will post. That guy I work with takes his to the drags all the time, and it's always making all these records on the track in Ennis, Texas. You need to look it up. It's a big drag track. I saw John Force there. I don't even know if he races anymore. I don't think he does. I had a date with Bernstein. You can remember him if any of you are old enough to remember Kenny Bernstein. Oh, yeah, I dated him in California. He was a short guy. You're the only Terry we need on YouTube. You got that right. And I made it very clear to Stand Up Guy and Carlos, do not get me mixed up with that dog killer. Don't ever call me TL by mistake. Don't ever call me Terry Lynn by mistake, because we are total opposites of each other. That woman couldn't tell the truth if her life depended on it. And she killed those dogs, and she didn't just kill them, she tortured them. And she sent an email about boiling cats to one of my friends. So she is what she is, and I do not want to be confused with her in any way. But what cars? I have the 4-door. I can, nah, I think my brother's got a 2-door. Pretty sure. I've got to go look at it again now. He's also got Harley Davidsons. I come from a long line of tough people that are not crybabies. Call the ambulance. Ooh, I got a broken nose. And then doing a live from the back of it, taking super chats. That's pathetic. That is so pathetic. I'm so proud that I am more of a man than he is. Maybe MRE was right. Maybe I was born a man, because I sure don't act like none of these goddamn sissies do. Stand Up Guy, what is your favorite bike? Who you talking to, Stand Up Guy, me or Hellcat? Because my favorite bike left with my favorite ex, number 6. I didn't keep none of them. Stand Up Guy, I'm so glad to see you in here. I just wish you'd stay off Rumble. On me, I gotta confess, I'm really old, so I like the ones with the ape hangers and the old-fashioned one with a stretched out front, and the ones that didn't have, now they've all got belts on them, the ones that were chain driven. You had to kickstart them forever to get them started. Those are the ones I like, the old ones, like an Easy Rider. Because after all, I was born in 51. I went to Sturgis my first time in 69 on the back of a Harley, and we broke down all the way there, and I didn't care. I was so in love with that guy. I didn't give a fuck if we slept in the ditch or where we slept. And then got to Sturgis in 69 before it's ruined. It's ruined now. It's not the same. And every man I've had since then has had a Harley that I've been married to, every one of them. I kind of like that one. I can't think the one that CJ rode, but I got pictures of me on it. And I actually did learn to drive one by myself. I actually did. I learned on a Honda. Kind of ashamed to admit it, but I learned how to ride a bike on a Honda. And then I rode the Harley. But the only problem with the Harley is, with me anyway, I had to have an acre to turn the thing around. So my brother, he said, if you can start it, you can drive it. He'd been trying to kickstart that thing all day. It was a 51 model. He got it out of some farmer's barn and rebuilt it. And I've got pictures of that too. And so I got out there and it started. First time I kicked it, it started. And I thought, oh my God, what am I going to do now? And it had a suicide shifter on it. I thought, what am I going to do now? It started and I'm going up the road and I'm thinking, oh fuck, now what? So I'm going up the road, and I knew I couldn't turn it around because it was heavy. It would fall over. Because I was way smaller then. I ain't never been real huge, but I weighed maybe $120, $115 back then. So I go up to this Massey Ferguson dealer. I drive it about 4 miles up the road, and I come to this Massey Ferguson dealer, and I drove that Harley all the way around all them tractors and balers and stuff, real slow, all the way around it, got back out on the road, pulled right back up like I didn't have no problems at all. I was never so glad to get off a bike in my life as I was that thing. I know Chicago Muscle has Honda. Let me tell you a funny story about Honda. So my brother has rode Harley forever. And they go on these poker runs and do all this kind of biker stuff. And there was always a guy on a Honda with them. Always. There was one guy that rode a Honda. He'd go with all these Harley guys. I said, Nate, why do you put up with that Honda guy? He said, we got to have somebody go get parts when these Harleys break down. So there's a common denominator between all Harley owners. They leak oil, they break down on a regular. So if you're going to go riding very long, you better take somebody on a Honda or a Kawasaki or something with you to go get the parts. Hellcat, don't. I know, Hellcat. Oh, shit, Brenda. From the dog she killed. I know, Brenda. She's going to get bad karma. I heard you were born up. Yes, actually, I was born in Geneva, New York, Stand Up Guy. I don't know if you know where that is, but it's on the end of Seneca Lake. That's where I was born. And then I grew up in Tioga County, Pennsylvania, which is right on the line with Steuben County. In fact, I could look out the window and see Welcome to New York. So I was brought up in that area of upstate New York. I don't know if you've ever heard of the Grand Canyon in Pennsylvania. I grew up 20 miles from there. I went to school in New York till I think the 9th grade, and then I transferred to Pennsylvania because Pennsylvania had a lot easier schools. So I was all in that upstate area. That's where I grew up. Then I left and went to airline school and lived in Minneapolis. I was an airline stewardess. And then I lived in Santa Barbara in California. I was a stripper. I've lived practically all over the United States. I've been there and done a few things. I'm not like most of these women that never did nothing but just right where they are with one man, which I can't imagine being with one man. I am not a one-man woman. I'm a several-man woman. That's right. What city? Geneva. And my third husband, he had a cabin cruiser, a 28-foot Chris Craft with a fly deck on Seneca Lake. And if stand-up guy knows where I'm talking, Watkins Glen is on one end of Seneca Lake where they have the races, the NASCAR races, and the other end of it is Geneva. Seneca Lake is 40 miles long, 10 miles wide. A natural lake, not man-made. And when you get to Geneva, they have these locks that you can get your boat out and you can go to the Thousand Islands and get out into the ocean. Well, I hadn't been around boats that much. I'm not crazy about them, but this dude I married had this cabin cruiser. And that was before my dad passed, of course, and we would all go out there on that cabin cruiser. My dad would play the captain and drive it, but Seneca Lake is it's beautiful country up there, great country. When I was growing up there, Taylor Wine owned all the grape. And I used to work tying up grape plants. I worked at the cheese plant, Palio Dairy, for some Italians, some real Italians. And then I worked tying up grapes part-time. And then they had you picking grapes. Well, now they got the machines that do all that. But I love cold duck, Andre Cold Duck, and it came from those vineyards, Taylor Wine. Then I heard Coca-Cola bought them all out, but I haven't lived up there. I moved to Texas in '77, but I go home a lot. But I worked at the salt mine right here in Grand Saline for 45 years. I was a stripper too, and I'm not ashamed of it. And I don't know why all these damn women make such a big deal out of my past. That's why they can't dox me, because guess what? My information's been out there since day one. I've had this channel 18 years. My website for my dogs has been around longer than that with a Google map. There's nothing these fuckers can dig up on me. Nothing. And I'm not ashamed of being a stripper. I'm not ashamed of my porn room business. I'm not ashamed of any of that. And I'm sure not ashamed of how I look at 72 years old. Sure not ashamed of that. And I'm not ashamed of my drug use either. And I don't want to go to rehab. I don't want it. I like being the way I am. I don't try to push nothing. In fact, I'm a hoarder. I don't share my drugs with nobody. Oh, and FBS, you're still a sack whore. You still are. The strippers I knew were good looking. Absolutely. I worked at a place in Santa Barbara called Little Annie's, L-I-L-S, Annie's, on State Street. That was the one that ran right straight through Santa Barbara, and a place called Aladdin's. Those were the true strip clubs I worked at when I was in California. Texas ain't got that good of strip clubs. They're kind of trashy. There ain't really no good ones here, but I had my own porn room. It's been about, well, it couldn't have been 12 years because that dude that's coming to see me met me in the porn room, and it doesn't seem like it's been that long since I was with him, but I'm not ashamed of anything. Nothing. And if these stupid women can't come up with anything better than me drinking a little snap and doing a mukbang with food in my mouth, can you imagine that, stand-up guy, that you do a food review with food in your mouth? Where do they think you're going to put the food? Good morning, Miss Terry Time. Hello, Mickey. You're late. I'm about ready to get off of here. Brenda or Sophie, please tell them that my drug use does not affect your rehab in any way whatsoever. And I'm sure I ain't affecting stand-up guy. Might make them addicted to unsweet iced tea. Maybe that. Dallas, have they, Mickey? But the last one, the nicest one, when I had a friend that, well, I did too a little bit, was called Baby Dolls. That was the fanciest one they had. I hadn't been down there. Dallas, I can't stand driving in that town. I hate it. I had to take that puppy there the other day, and it about made me sick. Couldn't stand it. Stand up guy, please come back to YouTube where you belong. I can't watch you over there and rumble. I'm too old. Can't figure out how it works. Baby Dolls is still there. Well, that was the fancy one back when I was checking the strip clubs out. There's another one there that's not too bad. I can't think of the name of it. The Baby Dolls was the main one, and then they had an outlaw club just outside of Terrell. But now it's turned into a like where you can buy vibrators and stuff. Head shop. It's not a strip club no more. But I did win a pair of underwear there for a wet t-shirt. I've never lost a wet t-shirt contest, people. Never in my life. Never have I lost a wet t-shirt contest. And every biker thing I ever went to, I won them all. I won cases of beer. I won thongs. I won t-shirts. I won everything. Terrell is crazy. Now, Mickey, if you live that close that you can come to Terrell, you can come visit me. Terrell's only 30 miles away from me. Oh, you're in Oklahoma now? Do not miss it. I have a real good friend, a dog breeder in Oklahoma, and I have met some of my puppy people in Oklahoma. And when I gamble, which I don't hardly ever gamble, I go to Grant, Oklahoma, to that little Indian casino they got there. I love it. It's small. And hi, Muggsy. You're not going to fuck with me, are you, Muggsy? I think I can take it. I don't think you can say or do anything that's going to piss me off. Ladies, do not touch any of my men in here. You can knock the women out. Leave my man alone. Any of them. I don't care what they say or do. My husband's family has a hunting cabin in Grand Saline. What in the world are they hunting here? The only thing here is pigs. What are they hunting in Grand Saline? This would be a piss poor hunting spot. I live right here in the middle of it. I don't never see nothing except the wild pig every now and then. Hey, Carlos, welcome back. Stand up guys in here, Carlos. I'm trying to tell him to stay off of Rumble because I'm too old and I can't figure out Rumble and I'm not going over there to watch him. Why don't Muggsy have a wrench? Because I don't know him that good. And I hardly ever do lives. I really don't need wrenches that much. I wouldn't mind giving him one. He don't bother me. Never has. I wish that chunky guy'd come over here. He don't bother me either. Neither does Grumpy. Nobody does. The only people that bother me right now are FBS and Johnny Mac. That's it. I'm cool with everybody else. They ain't on my inside circle like Carlos and Joey and Rolex, but I'm fine with everybody. My recovery is fine. I know it is, Sophie. Carlos, my brother. I think, Carlos, you got him straightened out on me and the dog killer. I don't think he'll make that mistake again by calling me TL by mistake. That's one thing that'll set me off fast, me being confused with that tormentor. I don't think I can give him a wrench on here. Muggsy, say something. I don't think I can do it on StreamYard. Stand up guy, you need to stay on YouTube where I can watch you. I'm not going to Rumble. I can't do it. I went to Twitch and I went through all that nightmare and I couldn't stand it over there either. Just act right so your channel don't get struck. When you do clips, do them like I do. They're 30-second clips. You can't get struck. You won't get in any trouble whatsoever. Carlos, how come you told me you had to work and now when stand-up guy shows up here, you come back in here? Glad to have you. Hope you weren't just trying to get away from me. Anyway, I'm going to get off of here. Trump 2024, everybody. Don't forget, the country's in a mess. Pass the link to Sophie's new channel. Sophie did post it. Sly, do you know how to post it? I can't unless I go look it up. I think Sophie posted it. If you go up through the, hi, Primo. How you doing? You get along with everybody? Better get along, all the men. Anyway. Yes, Trump 2024. all the way with Trump. And my tattoo says Trump. Trump, Trump, Trump. Trump, Trump, Trump. And I had this during the primaries the first time he ran. Carlos, can you, somebody, Sly, if anybody is still in here, Brenda, somebody post Sophie's new link. I think she posted it anyway. But I'm going to get off of here. I'm going to do another live after I see how this all plays out, this big fight. You like all my bracelets? This ain't even all of them. I got a bunch of them. Got a bunch more than these. Poor little hyena couldn't make it. She's outside. I can hear her out there terrorizing somebody right now. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. I'll put Sophie's link in the description box. I guess all the women left. There's none left. They're not posting her link. Please come on my show this afternoon, Terry. I would love to, stand-up guy. I would love to be on your show. If I'm awake and not doing stuff, because I have these dogs right now. I've got a puppy, people coming. But I would love to be on your show. I'd be honored. And could Carlos be up there? That would make it extra special. I would love to, stand-up guy. I would love to be on your show. All righty. Ciao, everyone. Who'd you just post? Did you post? Safe new channel link. Okay, yeah, that's Sophie's new channel, everybody. Carlos came through for me. Please subscribe to Sophie, the only good bottom feeder that there is. Thank you, Carlos. And I'll catch you guys later. Okay, Brenda. Carlos already posted the link for Sophie's new channel. That's all one I was worried about. Carlos, post your own link. Post stand-up guy's link. Nobody's put him up there yet. Stand-up. Carlos, post stand-up guy's link. I'll wait till you post it. I love you too, Carlos. Now my damn phone's ringing. I don't tell who it is. But I'm going to have to get off of here. I will catch you guys later. Might see you this afternoon, stand-up guy, if I'm not busy. Carlos, post your buddy's link. I'd post it if I had it, but I don't. Later, Hellcat. I can't wait to talk to my brother. I talked to a Hellcat guy in here. There you go, stand-up guy. There's your link. So I'm going to get off here now. I love y'all. Ciao. Oh, it's my guy from England talking. It's Alan. My guy from England just called me. He's not from England anymore. He's one of my porn room guys. I just want everybody to know. Most of my subscribers are my old porn room guys and my puppy people. Y'all have a great day. I'll have to call him back. Okay, stand up. I might see you this afternoon. You know, I usually watch things after they're over with because that's just the type of gal I am. Anyway, oh, I got to put somebody else in my thing. Strippers, rednecks, hillbillies, white trash, and Trump supporters. Got to put the strippers in there now in honor of stand-up's wife because the strippers got to hang together. Right, stand-up guy? Bye.